When it comes to self-driving cars, will we even have a choice in the future? Some say they are inevitable, while others say they will never take over. But the truth is more complicated than you may think. In this video, we'll break down the reality of autonomous cars, see where they are headed, and what it means for car owners like you. Now, the SAE has 5 different levels of autonomous driving. SAE is Society of Automotive Engineers. They rank it level 0 to 5. So level 0 is like a 90s sedan, no auto driving at all. Level 1 is assistance with either steering or speed, so smart cruise control or lane keeping assist. Level 2 has both lane keep assist and smart cruise control, but still requires a driver to be present for those systems to work correctly. Now, level 3 is full driving, where the car will actually stop and turn for you. But of course, this is under limited conditions with a human still needing to be present. Level 4 is full automation in specific areas. And level 5 is full autonomy everywhere. Now, the first time I showed semi-autonomous driving was way back in my video with the 2019 Hyundai Santa Fe review. People were blown away when I showed them that the car could stop and go and steer for you. First, you still have to be sitting there, and it wasn't full self-driving, but that was the first time I experienced anything like that. And I sold a ton of cars just from that one video. So it was very cool to see the beginnings of the technology coming into fruition at that point. Now we do have Tesla's full self-driving and General Motors Super Cruise and Mercedes-Benz Drive Pilot. Now, most of these only work on the highway. Tesla's full self-driving does work everywhere, but the autopilot is mostly limited to highway use. So there's still a big gap between just driver assistance and full autonomy. Even with Tesla's full self-driving, there still needs to be a person sitting in there just to make sure that if anything goes wrong, they can take control. The challenge is holding back full autonomy. Of course, there's tech limitations. AI struggles to see unpredictable human behavior and complex city environments or bad weather. And then there's the legal and liability issues. If an accident does happen, who's at fault? The manufacturer or the owner or driver of the vehicle? There's of course the cost problem. Like Tesla's using just cameras, other manufacturers use LiDAR, which is a laser technology, and that's going to increase the cost of vehicles. Also, cities were designed with the idea that humans were driving. If cities were designed from the ground up with autonomous driving, we may have very different streets, signage, and infrastructure. And then there's just government and public acceptance. Like, do people fully trust autonomous cars? There are a ton of failures that we've seen. People have been hurt. People have even died with autonomous cars.
Well, we now have video of the moment that a Tesla in self-driving mode started braking unexpectedly on the Bay Bridge, causing 8 cars to pile up.
You can see in the video from California Highway Patrol that traffic was moving well just after 12:30 in the afternoon. Then a white Tesla put on its left blinker, moves into the left lane, and stops, causing the car behind it to crash into it, followed by 6 more cars. One vehicle even gets pushed up against the wall of the bridge. According to CHP, the driver of the Tesla was in full self-driving mode.
Tonight, only on 12 News, another driverless crash on the streets of Phoenix. Earlier today, a Waymo was going to pick up some riders when it hit a pole.
Crashes are rare, they still happen. This isn't how Jerica Mitchell thought her Waymo experience would go.
This is going to be our first time riding one.
She and her friend are visiting the Valley from Arkansas and had always wanted to ride in one.
Because we've always seen them, like on Instagram.
So they ordered it. And while waiting for its arrival near 7th Avenue and Roosevelt in Phoenix, this happened.
Yeah, we were real shocked.
The driverless car was going down this alley and crashed into a pole that was off to the side, crushing the front end of the car.
We heard the smack at first, but we didn't realize that it was the car.
Thankfully, no one was hurt, but it was still a shock, not only to Mitchell, but experts who specialize in these sophisticated cars.
So it's still a scary thing to completely trust a computer to drive your vehicle. Even if the data shows that the AI will provide a less chance of a crash compared to a human, most humans are still scared to give up control, especially when them and their families are in a car. But Nvidia is making self-driving easier for automakers. Nvidia's Drive platform is giving automakers a ready-made solution for autonomous driving and AI. Instead of automakers having to do all the research and development themselves, spending tons of resources and money, Nvidia is using AI to build these models with hardware and software so manufacturers can adopt those models into their vehicles. This is why so many automakers are getting into self-driving tech other than just Tesla, because Nvidia is lowering the barrier to entry with fantastic AI models. So will all cars be self-driving? In the short term, like in the next 5 to 10 years, there will certainly be more advanced driver assistance. Of course, a human will still be present. Beyond that, full autonomy is certainly possible, mainly in specific areas or cities that are set up for that. And in the long term, it is certainly possible, but depends on regulations and of course, public trust. However, not all cars will be self-driving. There will be classic cars and cars for enthusiasts, and manual controls will remain for a long time. Think of the manual transmission. When automatic transmissions came out, everyone thought that's it, every car is going to be automatic, and the majority of them certainly are. But then some cars have remained with a manual option, and those skyrocket in value, mainly for enthusiasts, people who enjoy driving a manual transmission. So I don't think self-driving will completely take control of all cars, just like the automatic transmission didn't completely take control of all cars. You can even take this way back to horses. Cars replaced horses, and now horses have become a luxury item for people who enjoy horseback riding. They don't really use them for transportation. They may still here and there, but really that's become an item for people who enjoy horses and who are willing to pay the premium for that luxury experience. But what does this mean for car buyers? Some manufacturers are really pushing self-driving, like Tesla and Waymo and other Nvidia-backed solutions. But other brands like Toyota are really still going all in on human-driven vehicles. If you're buying a car today, don't expect full self-driving anytime soon, other than what Tesla's working on. And even then, you still have to be in the car and be aware. And remember, these technologies have a cost for development and maintenance. For example, Tesla has an upfront cost to get the full self-driving package, and then you have to pay an additional $99 a month for the software and the updates. So what's going to happen is we may end up paying for items that we don't actually want to use ourselves. It could mean that a lot of customers who are not interested in self-driving end up paying more just because the tech is already built into the car, but they haven't activated the subscription. I think human-operated cars will become a specialty item, just like a collectible car with a manual transmission. If you have a human-operated car, that means that if there's a worldwide virus taking over all these cars that are on the network, if you have an analog car that's still offline, it could significantly increase in value. For example, if Porsche releases a car with a manual transmission right now, they make it in very limited numbers. They're all sold out by some rich Arab sheikh guy who buys them already, and they cost significantly more than what the automatic does, because the automatic is much faster. And so companies like Porsche and even BMW have made a lot of their sports cars automatic. They do offer their manuals in very limited numbers, and those cost significantly more. And even dealers will increase the price of those cars because they know that the demand for them is super high. So will all cars be self-driving, and will we even have a choice? Full self-driving will certainly happen, but it's not going to be as quickly as you think. The transition is going to be quite slow, with many human-driven cars still on the road for quite a long time. I think human-operated cars, especially those that are more desirable, will increase in value and become specialty items, just like a manual transmission collectible car is right now. So what do you think? Would you trust a fully autonomous car? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button, and if you found the video helpful, consider subscribing for more car and finance content. Thanks, and see you in the next one.